Hi there, I'll show you how to make Danish rye bread. And first you have half a liter of lukewarm water, approximately 30 degrees, 20 grams of fresh yeast, a big spoon of yogurt. I use this 2% low-fat yogurt. I put in 2 spoons. I have approximately a spoon of salt, and a teaspoon of honey. This is a fat, nice honey. Cretan honey, the best in the world. Okay, 1.5 teaspoons, and now blend it well. So okay, and then a dark beer. I use this Greek fixed dark. So you can use Guinness stout, whatever, but it should be a dark beer. Gives a more sweet, better taste to the bread. Just pour it down to the other ingredients here, and then you have the flour. This is this dark flour. It's a rye flour you use. I put approximately 2/3 of it in, and blend it nicely. What's important when you're blending is that you have to taste in the bottom that there's no dry flour there, because when later you would see it when you bake the bread, you will have this white spots inside. It doesn't look nice, and it shouldn't be there. So it's just using a couple of minutes more stirring around, and that's why I don't use all the flour at the same time. I make sure that all the flour had got humidity, you see. No white spots down here, so that's fine now. And the rest of the flour inside. I'll get a little more heavy, and it's could use maybe a little more water. When I say that you should use lukewarm water, is because if it's too hot, the yeast would get killed and cannot work, and if it's too cold, the same, it cannot work. So I have been told, and it's a success, to use around 30 degrees. If you are using dry yeast, you have to remember that you have to do it a different way, because dry yeast cannot be put into water, because then it will not work. You should put the dry yeast into the flour, then mix it, and then the water should be around 40-45 degrees. This is the temperature necessary for dry yeast to work. And here we use 22 grams approximately. 7 grams I think of dry yeast if you use that. Now I believe this is as it should be, so I have here oat flakes, 100 grams. I have roasted sunseed kernels, also 100 grams. 100 grams of pumpkin seeds. In with that, and then work again. Mix it nice. Already smells nice. So take off this so we get it inside, and then you take a kitchen towel, make it a little wet, and cover the dough in the pot where you made it, and the kitchen towel should be wet to avoid it taking the humidity out of the dough. So now it should grow in 1 hour, and then we come back and see what's happening. Okay? So now 1 hour passed by, and see, let me stop this, see how big and beautiful it is. It's grown, and you can see the air bubbles, and it smells good. Now I have this foam. It's a professional foam for dark bread. It's used a lot, as you can see. It's approximately 30 centimeters inside and 10 on this wide, 10 centimeters. So now I take my spoon here. It is covered with Teflon, but anyway, or whatever it is, I take some olive oil, a piece of paper, and then I give it olive oil all the way around in here. Makes it a little easier when it's baked, so it doesn't stick. And that is just to get the dough in here. You can see how nice it is. Whoop, whoop, whoop. And to get the rest out, I'll take this one and get it down here, so we get all of it used. And now I use this to make it as put a little water in it so it's easier, you know. And then I flatten this. This I do to get the air bubbles inside away, because they will come again. But anyway, it's good to do it also here, so that you have the dough together, and then it is you see it now. It's like for him. Now you see it's like this, and it's okay. And now it needs under the same kitchen towel. We need to let it rest 45 minutes. No, 50. We give it 50 minutes, and then it should be ready to go to the oven. 50 minutes I will turn on the oven and then take the bread down. But you see that in 50 minutes. Okay? Now the bread has been 1 hour in here, and as you can see, it's gone up to this now. It raised so much. And you see, now I do like this, and it goes down to get the air out. If you don't do that, it will be like a roof, and there will be a hollow space inside the bread. So you have to do this to get it down. And then I also do this to get the air out. Beautiful. And the oven has been on 275 degrees, which is maximum. My oven has. Put it in here. I give it 10 minutes at this 275 degrees. Now, 10 minutes is gone, and now I will put the temperature down to 180, and the timer will have, oh, for a second. Give it 50 minutes more, and then it should be ready to go out. Now it's the moment of truth, and we'll see how it looks. Hopefully good. It's hot in here. Turn it off. And here you see it. Looks quite nice. Easy to get out, I hope. Yeah. See guys, this is a nice bread. 1.4 kilo, 1.5 kilo, maybe a little more. Very, very nice. And you should wait cutting it until it's cooler, because it's difficult to cut it when it's so warm, unless you have a very, very nice bread knife. And I have. This is a bread saw. So let's see. And here you see the beautiful kernels, and bread looks good, it smells good, and the taste is fantastic. This was my first video on YouTube, not the last one. I will make some nice food for you, some nice recipes with Danish specialities, Moroccan food, some Greek food. I will make some lamb, meatballs, Danish frikadelles, and very nice soups. I'm very much into slow cooking, and I'm very much into making food for just 2 persons. I will bake some bread, some cakes, I will pickle tomatoes, onions and so on, but you'll see. And if you enjoy it, then come back and see the other videos when they are ready. Thank you. Bye. One thing I forgot to tell you is that when you are having the bread, when it's finished and it's so warm, to keep this top crispy, you should put it on. I put it here so it gets some earth underneath. No, some air, so it does not get too wet. And when it's cooled down, I put on a kitchen towel, and that's enough, and it will stay on the kitchen table here. You could also put it in the fridge when it's cooled down, You can halve it and freeze it down if you want to, but we are eating this bread in approximately a week, so it's good. Okay.